Well, hello grade threes, it's me again, Les Harwin, or your teacher Les, or Mrs. H, or however you want to, however you want to call me, and a big welcome to you all to your next maths lesson today. And I'm just so happy to be with you in doing the thing I love to do the best, and that is to teach and make children understand the whole concept of maths. So let's get on with it as quickly as possible. Of course, this lesson is brought to you by WorksheetCloud, and there is the email address if you or your parents would like to get hold of me with any questions to do with this lesson. Well, grade threes, you know me by now. I really love to have a good laugh. So, what's our maths laugh for the day? Yes, let's have a see if you can connect the theme of our jokes that we're going to have today with the theme of our maths lesson. So, let's have our first laugh, shall we? What time do ducks wake up? Any idea? I know it's early. At the quack of dawn. Listen to that duck laughing. The next one is, what did the beach say to the tide when it came in? And the tide is the water rushing up to say hello to the sand. Long time no see. Well, I'm glad that they like that. The last one is, why did the kid throw the clock out of the window? My goodness me. He wanted to see time fly. Okay, so those are some corny little jokes, grade 3, but just to confirm, yes, we are going to be doing time today. It's our second lesson, if I remember correctly, and we're going to build on the lesson I did before. However, I have a special guest or two today, and that is Chelsea, of course, who you've met before. And if you haven't met Chelsea, then you can go and look at a previous recording I did with Chelsea speaking. And of course, Dexter, my other dog, is also on the screen today. So I'm really excited to see what they've got to say to you, grade 3.
Hello, grade 3. My name is Dexter, and I am also Mrs. Harwin's special rescue dog. I'm younger than Chelsea, and she's my sister. And I'm so glad that I've been allowed to also come and get onto this lovely screen and talk to you guys. I know that we're learning about time today. So I just want you to know that I know about supper time, breakfast time, sleep on the couch time, play time, and all those things too, grade 3. Bye.
Well, thank you so much, Dexter. I know Dexter was a bit nervous about that, but here's our Chelsea girl as well.
Hello there, grade 3s. Dexter is so right. But Dexter, what about the other bestest times that we know about? Like our walkies time and our treats time. Those are the best. So grade 3s, Dexter and I know a lot about time, as you can see. But we also will learn more in this lesson with you guys. Okay, bye.
Well, thank you, Chelsea and Dexter. It's so wonderful to have assistance in my lesson. It really is. Before we do any maths, though, come, let's just have some fun with the puzzle, guys. And this is like a creepy, crawly mini beast puzzle with worms and ants and bees. One of my favorite things. Right, so with no further ado, let's have a look. We've got 3 worms added together makes 30. What is each worm worth then? 10 plus 10 plus 10 equals 30. So now we can put a 10 at that little worm. 10 plus 2 ants equals 14. So each ant must be worth 2, because 10 plus 2 plus 2 is 14. Now we can put 2 with those 2 ants. 2 plus 2 is 4. But I'm not there yet. I've got to make it 7. So I need to add a 3 to 4 to make it 7. Now let me put all these little numbers where they belong, 3, 2, and 10. But what do you notice, guys? It's a multiplication sum at the bottom and then adding. So let's get on with it. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 10 is 16. Yes, there we are. The puzzle is done. What will we learn today? Well, we'll revise what we've already learned, and then we'll learn and revise o'clock times and half-past times. Then we'll do 1/4 and 1/4 o'clock, and then minutes to and minutes past. And we need to look at the different types of clocks, and I know you know this. This is easy peasy for you. There are 2 types, analog and digital clocks. Which is which? Can you remember, guys? Well, there they both are on the one little picture. The top one there is the analog, and the bottom one is the digital, and digital means numbers. So we're not telling the time in a digital clock with hands, but just with numbers. Okay, now we're going to look at seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, and months. Just to refresh our memories, 60 seconds in 1 minute, 60 minutes in 1 day, 24 hours in 60 minutes in 1 hour, 24 hours in 1 day, and 7 days in a week, 12 months in a year. Now, I just want to really zoom in a little bit on what does it mean when we talk about a minute and an hour or a few minutes. It's important, girls and boys, that you know when you think about a minute, what takes a minute? What does it take a minute to do stuff? So what takes a minute? Can you think of anything? Brushing your teeth takes about a minute, or it should, or maybe even more maybe. What takes 1 hour, or about an hour? Washing your car, inside and out, will probably take an hour. Then, what about a few minutes? What takes a few minutes? Boiling the kettle. I actually timed that this morning in my kitchen, and it does take 3 minutes to boil my kettle. Right, so that gives us some idea of the practicality and how time impacts on our life on a daily basis. What about AM and PM? That's also a revision topic that we need to do. AM means in the morning from midnight to midday. PM means in the afternoon from midday to midnight. Now let's have a look at some of these questions here, grade 3. And I'm going to just call up my highlighter quickly. Right, so we're going to decide which one of these is PM and which one is AM, which is morning and which is night, or after lunch. Alan went to see the stars. Well, the stars only shine in the evening, so that's PM. When do we eat dinner? In the evening. PM's after lunchtime. Mom went to church in the morning, so that is AM. Eric watched a movie in the evening. PM. Amanda goes to sleep every night. PM. Probably about 8 o'clock, I should think. And when do most people eat breakfast? AM. And the kids have naps in the afternoon, and that is PM. Right, top of the clock, which I like to call o'clock times and half past. This is also just revision. There we can have a look at this. Now I need to call up my laser pointer. There we've got o'clock times, and remember we need to look first at our hour hand, and hour hand first, and then we look at the minute hand, which is always the longer one. The hour hand there is pointing to 2, the minute hand's on the 12, so that is 2 o'clock. That one is 9 o'clock, that one is 5 o'clock. Let's look at the half past, remembering that if we go halfway around the clock, we're going half past the clock, half past the circle. That means the minute hand is on the 6, and that tells me it's half past. Notice that the hour hand is still not exactly on the 2, guys, so that is still on the 1 o'clock. We still call it 1, so it's half past 1 or 1:30, 30 minutes past, because half an hour is 30 minutes. This is half past 2, and this one is half past 3 or 3:30. Right, let's see if we can do these examples now, grade 3. The first one is 3:30, obviously. What's the next one? Have a look at the hour hand and a look at the minute hand. Where are they positioned on the clock, and what does that tell me? Right, whoopsie, 8 o'clock was the first one. The next one, where are the hands? And then that one is 10:30 or 10:30, meaning 30 minutes is past the 10 o'clock time. The next one, look at the hands. Right, 4:30. And the next one, 6 o'clock. And the last one, look at the small hand, that tells you what hour it is. Look at the minute hand or the longer hand, that tells you how many minutes, 7:30 or 30 minutes past 7. Okay, grade 3, I'm going to now break away from the slideshow, and I'm actually going to go and onto a working clock right here, and we're going to have a look at the hands that are moving around the clock. So let's assume this is 12 p.m., which means it's 12 lunchtime when we have lunch, midday. I'm going to move the hands around in 5-minute intervals, just as a revision, to show you how we count around the clock. So every time you get to the 1, it's not 1 minute past, but it's actually 5 minutes past. Let's show you how. Watch it go 5 minutes. 1 minute, of course it's longer than this. I'm just going quicker. 2, 3, 4. Now we are on 5 past. 10 past. 15 minutes past, but that is also quarter past, because we've gone 1/4 of the way around the clock, assuming we've divided that clock into 4 equal pieces, like 4 pizzas. Then 20 minutes past, 25 past, and 30 minutes past, which is half past, because we've traveled halfway around the clock. 35 past, 40 minutes past, 45 minutes past, and 50 past. Notice we're getting closer to 60, which is your whole hour. 55 and 60. So guys, that there is now 1 o'clock. We've gone a whole hour around. Let's now count in 15 minutes. That's 1 o'clock, 1:15, 1:30, 1:45, 2 o'clock. So if we count in 15s, let's do that. 15, 30, 45, 60. Now it's 2 o'clock. Let's go around in 15-minute intervals from 2 o'clock. 2:15 or 2:15, 2:30 or 2:30, meaning 30 minutes past 2, 2:45 or 45 minutes past 2, and 3 o'clock. Right, here we go. So, back to our slides, 2:45 and 2:15. If we divided a clock into 4 equal parts, like we did with a pizza, we would see that the clock is then divided into 15-minute intervals. And there is a better picture even of that one. Let me just try and find my highlighter again. Right, so if we've gone around the clock, we've gone for 15 minutes. It's 2:15 or 15 minutes past. We have gone 30 minutes, which is half past. We have gone another 15, so it's 45 minutes, or it's 1 more quarter to go to the next hour. Okay. Right, let's see now if we can look at the clock in a little bit more detail. This is going to get quite, how can I put it? It's going to get quite mixed up or busy. That's a better word. It's going to be rather busy. So we're going to count around the clock again just to revise. 5 past, 10 past, 15, or 15 past, or quarter past, we've gone a quarter of the way around, 20 past, 25 minutes past, 30 minutes past, or half past. 35 minutes, 40 minutes past, 45 minutes past, or we can call it quarter to, meaning we have got a quarter of an hour until we get to the next hour clock. Now we're getting close to 60 minutes, 50, 55, and 60, and then we are back on the next hour. Can we work these times out now? Right, these are quarter to times. The first one is quarter to 4, right? So we're looking at the 4, which is the hour hand, which points at the 4, and we're going to look at the minute hand, which is the longer one, which is pointing at the 9, which is quarter to 4, meaning there is a quarter of an hour to go until it is 4 o'clock. Quarter of an hour, you can see that little area is divided into, that whole clock is divided into 4, and that area is 1/4. What's the next one? The hour is nearly 6. So it is how many minutes to 6? It is quarter to 6. It's nearly 8. It is quarter to 8. It's nearly 11. Quarter to 11. And quarter to 2. Quarter to 10. Quarter to 12, meaning we have got a quarter of the way of the clock to go until it's 12 o'clock. 45 minutes past 11. Quarter to 5 and quarter to 8. Right, so let's just refresh this page, grade 3s, because it's quite tricky. If we look at the long hand here with the quarter to 6, it is pointing to the 9, which means I have gone 45 minutes around the clock. I have got 15 minutes to go till it is 6. The hour hand is on the 5, so it's not yet 6 o'clock, so it's 15 minutes or a quarter of an hour to go to 6 o'clock. So we can call it quarter to 6. The next one, where is the hour hand pointing? It is between the 7 and the 8, so it's not yet 8 o'clock. It's 45 minutes past 7, but we can call it also, it's got a quarter of the clock to go till it is 8 o'clock, 15 minutes, like a quarter of the clock to go until it is 6 o'clock over there. One more. Now this time, it's the hour hand is pointing to between the 10 and the 11, so it's still 10 o'clock. It's still telling the 10 o'clock time, but it's also telling us that there is a quarter of an hour to go to get to 11 o'clock. So we've had 45 minutes all around the clock like this after 10 o'clock, and then there's 15 more minutes, or a quarter of an hour, so it's quarter to 11. Now we can look at quarter past. Quarter past tells us that the minute hand has gone from the 12 to the 3 or 5, 10, 15 minutes past. So that is quarter past 11, because the hour hand is pointing at the 11. Right, the next one shows us that the hour hand is pointing at the 7, not yet 8, so it is quarter past 7. The next one, the minute hand is at quarter past or 15 minutes past, but the hour hand is at 1, so yes, quarter past 1. Next one, hour hand is at the 5, it's quarter past 5 or 15 minutes past 5 or 5:15. Quarter past 9, quarter past 4. This one, quarter past 12, quarter past 2, and quarter past 6. Now we are going quite quickly, so we're going to be refreshing a lesson after the sometime. We'll be adding more lessons to time because it is a complicated concept, so don't panic if you're struggling a little bit. Just to begin with, because it'll sink in step by step. We're now going to do the same and go onto our clock and have a check and see how our little minutes move around with the minute hand on the clock. And here we are. Let's move myself away. Okay, we're going to now reset the clock again, and let's assume that we are at 12 midday again. We're going to start moving around in minutes now, but preferably in 5-minute intervals. So it's 12 o'clock. Obviously, both hands are pointing at the 12. That means the hour is 12 and it's 12 o'clock. If I go 5 minutes, we are 5 past 12 or 12:05. We are now 10 past 12, 15 or quarter past, 20 past, 25 past, 12:30 or half past 12, 25 to 1. Now this is where you've got to pay close attention, grade 3s. Why do I say 25 to 1? Well, it's because if I count up from the 7 to the 8 to the 9 to the 10 to the 11 to the 12, I would have counted 25 minutes to go until I get to 1 o'clock. I've gone 35 minutes past 12, 25 minutes to go until 1. Now we have go 40 minutes past 12, but 20 minutes to go till 1. We're nearly at 1 o'clock. 45 minutes past 12 or quarter to or 15 minutes to go till 1. 50 minutes past 12. Yes, but 10 minutes to go until it is 1 o'clock. 55 minutes past 12, but we are really, look at that, our hand is just about on the 1, and we are going to go to 1 o'clock. You might notice that the past times, for instance, if I go 5 past 1, 10 past 1, 15 or quarter past, 20 past, 25 past 1, half past or 1:30, 30 minutes past 1. This is now 1:35, 35 minutes past 1, but it's also 25 to 2. And you'll notice that 35 plus 25 totals up to 60. That's a little bit complicated, but I know that you're going to manage it absolutely fine. Right, let's get on. We're nearing the end, minutes to and minutes past. Remember, we're going to go again. We're counting in 5 minutes each time we get to 1 past, or when it says the 1 and the 2 and the 3, we're counting 5 each time. 5, 10, 15, or 15 past, quarter past, 20 past, 25 past, 30 or half past, or 30 minutes past, 35 minutes past, or 25 to. Notice that 35 and 25 are two different ways of telling the time. It's either 35 minutes past 1 or 35 minutes past, whatever the clock, and it's 25 minutes to the next one. They add up to 60. 40 minutes past or 22 minutes to go to the next hour. 45 minutes past the clock or 15 minutes to the next hour or quarter to. 50 minutes past or 10 minutes to go to 55 or 5 minutes to go to the next clock, and then we go to 60. Let's see if we can take up the challenge and tell the time either minutes to or minutes past. Right, the first one, grade 3, is, well, the hour hand is on the 2 and the minute hand is on the 1. You know that the 1 means 5, so it is 2:05. Means 5 minutes past 2. The next one, we can say this in two different ways, 25 past 8 or 8:25. 10 past 7 or 7:10. The 10 there after the colon is 10 minutes after 7. That is now, where is the hour hand? On the 3 still. It's not quite at 4 o'clock, so it's 10 minutes to go until 4, or it's 50 minutes past 3. Is that starting to sink in, guys? Give yourself a chance. Remember, this takes a while to learn to tell the time. Not everything is easy. All right, the next one. Hour hand is pointing to the 12, and minute hand is pointing to the 9. So it's 11:45, quarter of an hour to go, or it's 45 minutes past 11 or 11:45. The next one you know is so easy. That's 7:30 or 7:30. Remember, the numbers after the colon are the minutes past the hour. The next one, well, 20 to 3, 20 minutes to go to 3, or 40 minutes past 2. And notice that 20 and 40 add up to 60. There's 3 o'clock, easy peasy. This one, 10 minutes to go till 9 o'clock, or 50 minutes past 8 o'clock. Remember, the total around the clock is 60 minutes. This one, well, it's 25 minutes to go if we count in intervals of 5 minutes each time, till 1 o'clock. So we have to wait for 25 minutes till it's 1 o'clock, but it is 35 minutes past 12 or 12:35. That's an easy one, guys. It's 11 is the clock and 15 minutes past or quarter past or 11:15. 20 past 5 or 5:20. 5 minutes only to go to 4. 5 to 4, but 55 minutes past 3. So it's only 5 more minutes to go, and then it'll be 4 o'clock. Now this one, 25 past 3 or 3:25. Right, it is 40 minutes past 10 or 20 minutes to go to 11, 20 to 11. And the last one, grade 3s, is the hour hand is just after the 6, or it's closing in on the 7. It's 15 minutes or quarter to 7, 15 minutes till 7 o'clock, and it is 6:45, meaning that 45 minutes has gone past the clock after the 6 was on 6 o'clock. And there we have our time lesson for today, which was quite challenging, and I know I've put quite a lot into that, grade 3, so feel free to go and find the worksheet on this website and work through your time worksheet, then use the memo page to mark your work. And of course, if you have any problems, feel free to email me, and look out for the next time lesson where we will build up and build up and build up on something that's quite tricky. So well done for focusing on this lesson, and I trust that you've learned something today. Have a lovely day, stay safe, be kind to everybody, be helpful, and be at peace. And stay very, very warmly at home as the winter starts to creep in on us. So from Teacher Les or Mrs. H or Mrs. Harwin, it's a warm goodbye, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye, grade 3s.